log matrix. The guys who design endurocross courses are sadistic bastards who know how to group and space logs to cause maximum carnage. If you have no idea, you will probably mess up on the very first log. A bit of skill, you might get across the first few, but it takes real talent to ride the whole series without even putting a foot down. Mind you, even the world's best, like Colton Haker, can still get messed up. Why is it so hard? The moment you hit a log too low with the front wheel, you are brought to a grinding halt. And often you end up resting on your skid plate, so it's hard to get going again. It takes a whole pile of techniques to ride a nasty log matrix well, but let's start with the small easy ones. You can just ride through the small ones, but it will be bumpy, especially if you sit down. So stand if possible. Remember the default body position? You can move your body even further back, because the lighter the front wheel is, the easier it skips over the logs. The rear wheel is weighted heavily for even more traction, and there's less chance of being thrown forward and crushing your gonads against the triple clamps. But don't worry, we do sell aftermarket testicles.
Are you a pussy? Dry your eyes, quit shaving your chest, man up, and get back on that dirt bike, princess. It's time to grow a pair, or have these surgically implanted.
The three main techniques for a log matrix are tapping, doubles and triples. Tapping means you tackle each log separately and focus on tapping the top of each log with your front wheel. If you don't, you can see how uncomfortable it gets. Next is the double. You deliberately punch the first log hard, weight the pegs, then hit the throttle to launch completely over the second log. We covered this in our bunny hop training vid. You weight the foot pegs, deliberately hit the first log and apply throttle. In a log matrix, the critical part is where you land the front wheel to get ready for the next log. You can either back off the throttle just as the rear wheel hits, or drive off the log, then back off the throttle. Next is the triple. Still the same technique, but if you get sufficient drive, you can even get over 3 logs at a time, often with your rear wheel tapping the second log. Okay, when you get to a big log matrix, this placement of the front wheel is critical. To get through quickly, you either need to tap the top of every log perfectly, or if you do doubles or triples, then land the front wheel early enough to punch the next log correctly to lift the front wheel and avoid your skid plate hitting hard and stopping the bike. Let's see how the pro riders go. It takes big gonads and lots of talent to ride like this. It might look reasonably easy in slow motion, but once you speed it up, you see how difficult it is. And when it goes wrong, you will be full of regret at how badly you have abused your bike.
Baby, if I could turn back time, if I could find a way,
Are you hurting your bike?
I'd take back all those words that hurt you.
Are you hurting yourself?
You'd stay if I could reach the stars.
Are you sick of crashing?
I'd give it all to you.
Then stop fucking around and learn to ride, you dirty muppet.
Love me like you used to do.
This is a great example of how using doubles and triples is quite a bit faster than just tapping each individual log. See how much faster Colton Haker gets through. Of course, it needs more skill. There's a greater chance of messing it up. And I don't have it on film, but Colton actually backflipped spectacularly on these logs and lost quite a bit of time. Of course, most of us Muppets will have endless trouble in the log matrix, as it's so hard to get going again.
And that's not necessarily a place that you want to be.
See our video about getting traction when you are stuck. You can seat bounce, rock the bike, maximise your run up, and do controlled drops of the clutch to get going again. There's also the pivot turn over logs. We have a training vid on this too. Also, check out our log recovery technique video. The more strategies you have to choose from, the easier the log matrix becomes. Good luck, you Muppets.